All right, so about a week ago during a blast, I made an impassioned plea to our city's leaders that can we just get a solution for Chase Field that works for everyone so we can avoid what happened with the Coyotes. Yesterday before the game, I see a story posted on AZ Central that hints at just the opposite, a counter proposal from the county that your team deemed extremely offensive. Go ahead and tell us what's happening and what is extremely offensive. Is it the counter offer? Is it their tone? Is it both?
Yeah, I think it's a combination, Bick. It was definitely the offer, the counter proposal, which is, in my words, ridiculous. But also the fact that they went public with it, I don't understand it. For quite some time, I've used words like encouraging, optimistic. Those words are gone for sure, and it's sad. I mean, they decided to go public with this rather than to do what we've done all along, quietly, privately, respectfully. You go from attorney to attorney. It stays confidential. They then send us a response and a counter and make it public, and it goes into the media. That's just their side of this situation. And I think, I can't figure out why they wanted it to be public because it shows just how bad a proposal it was. I mean, this is a government authority that has proven all along they do not have the desire nor the ability to put any money into their own building. I mean, not a penny. And you can see it in their proposal. And here they are asking us to sign a 50-year extension without any public funding at the time that we're trying to seek through tax recollection, which is very realistic, and still asking us nonetheless to not even pursue mixed use, which we have said all along we need with restaurants, hotel, retail around the ballpark. And they say they won't allow us to even talk about that opportunity and, quote unquote, unlock that opportunity and possibility until we put nearly $200 million into the ballpark. And again, they're not putting a penny. I mean, all of that is what is so offensive here. And, it's really sad because their approach now has taken the wind out of any sails for our fans and for the community, and it's put it on display where people now see how demanding they are at this time when they shouldn't be. We should be working together and trying to find a solution. And that's done. I mean, I don't see a deal in sight. And I've now had fans say, wow, I understand why you don't have a deal. I've had fans write me and say, you should never do that deal. Well, of course. And we're not. And unfortunately, I don't see a deal now with the county, with this, at least with this current board composition. I mean, it's just impossible. So we'll continue to work with the state and city and see if there's a way to bail them out with their problems of their building.
Oh, boy, the hostility is just shocking to me. When you take a look at the political ramifications, an election coming up, you mentioned the composition of that board. How does that play into everything? How does that complicate things?
I think it does. I mean, in this case, you've got two outgoing members who, by the way, have been friends of ours, outgoing members, and you have the chairman who lost his primary. So there's 3 out of the 5 that aren't going to be back. Does it make sense to continue negotiating a deal that really has, no ink in sight? I don't think so. And they referred to an interview I had recently, guys, where I said it was shameful that you walk down the hallway and you have buckets, that are collecting leaks in the roof. And that's just something we've been dealing with. And I think they took it personally. I wasn't saying it's shameful because the county hasn't fixed it. We've been responsible for maintenance, and we're putting millions into the building to fix those problems, and we will continue to. My reference to shameful is the building is over 26 years old. The lease is coming to an end, and there's hundreds of millions of dollars necessary to fix it. That's what's shameful, and that we're going to have to find that solution. But at this point, you can't take things personally. I mean, I think both sides needed to find a solution. We clearly have not, and it's unreasonable, their demands. And so, like I said, I'll continue to work with the state and the city who show a strong willingness to keep us right where we are.
When you say, words like encouraging have gone out the window on this, and we ask you a lot about timeframes and deadlines on this subject, Derrick, but to shift that a little bit, what is a time frame you have now in your mind, if you have one, for moving on to Plan B to keep the Diamondbacks here long term?
I still got really the close to the turn of the calendar, the early part of 2025. I think, Vince, is the only thing that makes sense. We need to know that there's that partnership, that private-public partnership, that we do have that pipeline of funding like so many other stadiums, even in our market and elsewhere have. So, I think if we can find that by that time, we'll be fine. Again, our lease is up at the end of 27, and we're that clock has been ticking for the last couple of years, but now the urgency is stronger than ever. But yeah, great question. I would say by the end of this year, the early months of the turn of the calendar in 25.
Thanks for watching Bickley and Marotta. Click to see the latest Bickley Blast and hit the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.